I wanted to add a couple of things on taxes. If you buy a house in Florida as a Canadian, there is no capital gains tax whenever you're selling a property, unlike in New York State, where you'll pay capital gains tax to this state as well as to the country. So what happens in Florida when you sell a property, you will pay 0% tax to the state of Florida, but you still have to pay federal tax. The percentage depends on how long you own the property. You'll pay highest federal tax if you own your property less than a year, 25 to 30% to be exact. If you own your property 2 years or more, you will pay a federal tax of 15% or somewhere along those lines. Keep in mind that you pay 0% to the state of Florida in both cases. If you decide to keep your money in the US after the sale, you'll have 2 years to buy another property by filing 1031 exchange form. That would be one of the ways to reduce your taxes to minimum. If you decide to move that money to Canada, that should be discussed with our CPA or accountant. But the worst case scenario, you'll pay your standard Canadian tax bracket. Property taxes in Florida is from 1.8% to 2% of the appraised value, not of the sale value. For example, $1.5 million property would appraise at approximately $1.2 million. So the property taxes would be around $11,000 per year. And again, you should be buying properties with your personal name if it's 1 or 2. If after your first or second purchase you think you're going to be buying more, then you can change the structure of your ownership. You start investing with your personal name, and then you can easily change it later. Why you cannot buy properties solely with an LLC? Because Canada does not recognize LLCs as flow-through entities. They are treated as a corporation and may potentially open you to double taxation. So what should you do whenever you're buying your second, third, fourth property? You should be using LLC, but in a structure. One of the most common ways is to apply for a C Corp. Then this C Corp has to own 99% of your limited partnership. The remaining 1% has to be owned by you. And every time you buy a property, you buy it with an LLC that's under your limited partnership. Sounds complicated, but it's really not. But keep in mind that it will cost you $10,000 to build.